Today is March 26, 2014, and we are interviewing Maurice B. Wagy at the Adams County Courthouse in Quincy, Illinois. Mr. Wagy is 91 years old. He was born on July 22nd, or 23rd, excuse me, July 23rd, 1922. Is that right? Okay. And my name is Anita Rodriguez, and I'll be the interviewer. Mr. Wagy is my father-in-law. Mr. Wagy, could you state for the recording what war you served in?
Yes,
What war did you serve in?
World War II,
Okay. And what branch of the service did you serve in?
Army.
Okay. Do you remember what date, your induction date? I think that's on the paper in front of you. Looks like April 21st
Yes,
of 1943.
right.
Is that correct? Okay. And how long after your induction date did you actually start active service?
We went into basic training,
Okay. And where was that at?
Camp Edwards, Massachusetts,
Okay. And about how long did basic training take?
7 months.
Okay. You were telling me that you both enlisted as well as were drafted. Is
Yes.
that right? Can you explain what you mean by that?
Well, I failed to pass a examination, physical exam.
Is that when you enlisted?
No, yes, when I enlisted.
Okay.
And I don't remember the date, and it doesn't show here.
And then after you enlisted, then
Yes, it was about November of 42.
okay.
I enlisted in the Army Air Force, and I didn't pass the physical, so they gave me a pass back home.
Okay.
And I went back in the draft.
Okay, and through the draft, then you were accepted into the service.
April, yes.
April of 1942?
43.
43. Okay. And so you went to basic training out in Massachusetts?
Yes.
Okay, and where did you go from there?
Well, a lot of places.
A lot of places. Okay. Did you?
I went. The reason I say that, a Jeep driver. That's all I did. And if an officer was put on special job, in some other company, he would be transferred, and I'd go with him.
Okay. And you did serve in World War II, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And tell me all the places you served during World War II.
I was in Camp Edwards and Camp Davis, North Carolina.
Okay.
That's about the only places.
Okay. Now, on that paper in front of you, you have Ardennes, some places you served, Ardennes, Central Europe, Rhineland.
Oh, yeah, those are battle zones.
Oh, battle zones. Okay. So besides Ardennes, Central Europe, Rhineland, was there another important battle that you were
Yes.
in?
Battle of Bulge.
Battle of the Bulge. Okay. And is there anything particular you remember about that?
Did a lot of fighting.
A lot of fighting. Okay. And were you
My company did. I didn't do much fighting.
Okay, you were the Jeep
I
driver?
was a technician as a Jeep driver, and I did my job.
Okay, and your rank was technician?
Yes,
Okay, and technician 5 is, I
Yeah.
believe? Okay. When you were over in Europe and serving, um, was there much time to get immersed in the culture?
no, there wasn't.
Okay,
We lived in the field, you know, even if we weren't in battle, uh, we lived in the field. We didn't in any city or anything.
okay.
Um, so we didn't meet a lot of people.
So the local people over there, you really didn't get to interact with too
No.
much? Okay,
I really didn't see many until after the war ended and had a few acquaintances. But even then, I never did mix with them.
okay, were there any mementos or anything that you uh, brought back with you?
Yeah, I brought back a pistol that I took from a prisoner of war. And what was that? Oh, a bayonet knife. I think it was the size of it.
Okay. Um, during the war, were you involved with other countries, with units from other countries when you were over there?
Yeah, in foreign country.
Okay,
Belgium, France, Holland, and Germany.
okay. All right. In your during the time you were over there, were there casualties in your unit?
Um, the other were not many. I think on maybe 2
Okay.
casualties.
And do you remember were those in the Battle of the Bulge, or do you remember specifically?
No, I don't remember.
Okay. Did you sustain any injuries yourself? Did you have any injuries yourself?
I had frostbite.
Pretty cold over there, huh? Okay. And
I still suffer with it. I still have scab on my ears.
on your ears?
My ears, just the tops of my ears.
And is that, besides being extremely cold over there, is that because of the accommodations they had for you? I mean, you slept
Oh,
in
no,
tents
I
or?
was driving the Jeep.
Okay,
It's open air,
okay,
and it froze my left leg. And I got out to stretch really, and my leg wouldn't hold me up.
really? And were you treated in a hospital for that, or
They wanted me to go now.
you wouldn't? Okay. But you said that the frostbite even,
If you ever went to the hospital, you never get back with your unit.
okay, so you want to stay with your unit? Okay. Now, were you awarded any medals or citations? Okay, now I think you did get 3 Bronze Stars, didn't you?
Yes,
That's what your information says. 3 Bronze Stars and a Good Conduct Medal.
yeah.
Okay, anything else that,
That was for those 3 areas I was in. That was Ardennes, and those 3. Yes.
Central Europe and Rhineland?
Yeah,
So you got a bronze medal for each one?
yes.
Okay, can you explain to me how do you get a bronze medal? What is that specifically for?
Participating in a big battle,
Okay,
important battle.
okay, very good. How did you get along with the other soldiers?
Well, they liked my job.
They liked your job?
Yeah.
Oh.
You couldn't have all Jeep drivers, though.
Right, exactly. Did you find your,
I broke a saying before I went. The old soldier told me, says, you never want to volunteer for anything in the Army. That stuck in my mind. But when I got to Camp Edwards, I went right to the captain and volunteered for that Jeep. And I got it.
good, good,
But he was wrong.
okay. Is there while you were serving in the war, were you able to stay in touch with your family?
Which I don't understand your question.
Okay, when you were over in the World War II, were you able to stay in touch with your family? Did you write
Oh, yeah.
letters?
Yeah.
And were you able to receive letters from them?
Yes,
Okay. All right. And did you keep any kind of a personal diary or anything of that
no, I didn't.
nature? Okay.
If we did, we wasn't allowed to put it in mail and her to, you know what I mean, such as tell them where we are.
Oh, okay. You had to keep your location secret. Okay. Did you have anything special with you for good luck or anything like that?
No,
Okay. And as far as supplies are concerned, during World War II, your part in it, did you have plenty of supplies?
oh yes,
Okay. And what kind of food did you eat?
well, being that I was a Jeep driver, nobody knew where it was. Because I was giving or taking orders from the officer as to where he was going. That's the only place I'd go.
Okay, so you never knew day to day where you were going to be going?
No, I seldom in my own outfit. I ate more with strange outfits.
Okay. When you were over in World War II, was there any opportunity for entertainment?
No,
Okay, so it's not like more recently where they have famous people going over and entertaining the troops. There was nothing like that.
well, they had them, but we never contacted them.
Okay, so you didn't have any of that. Okay. Did you ever have days off or time off that you could go into the community and?
No,
Okay. Maurice, could you put your hands down just a little bit from your mouth there so she can see what you're
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Oh, so there wasn't any really time off?
No,
Or, okay.
when it was practically over, they gave us leave. I don't remember what it was, but the whole company got a leave.
That was towards the end of the war?
Yeah,
Okay.
and we went to Riviera, France.
And what did you do there?
Well, nothing but soldiers there.
Had a good time?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Mediterranean. Oh, that's beautiful. It's all beautiful.
I bet. Do you recall the day that your service ended? I think it's on that paper of January 25, 1946.
That's right.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah, it does.
And where were you when your service ended?
I was on the battleground. The reason I say that, Germans that hadn't surrendered came in thousands of them,
Really?
and we would, I say we, the company would take charge of them, and they'd park them on a hill where we could watch all of them, and they'd cook their own food. While it lasted, I guess. I imagine we fed the Americans, but oh, that was something to see thousands marching right towards you.
Right towards you to surrender?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Okay. And so that's the last thing that you really remember about your service?
yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Now, it says something here about Jefferson Barracks, Missouri. Is that the actual last place you went before you left the service? Okay.
Same place I went in.
Okay, Jefferson Barracks, Missouri. Okay. And was the war essentially over at that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. See, I had to wait about from May until January, wait my turn to go home.
Okay.
And the outfit had the same points. So the whole outfit went home. We went over on a boat and came home on a ship.
Okay. And when you were from Illinois to begin with,
Yeah.
correct? So when you left the service, then where did you return to?
St. Louis.
St. Louis, Missouri. Okay. And what did you do in St. Louis?
I worked for a Ford dealer, large Ford dealer. Boy, they were almost able to assemble a car out of the parts room.
Okay. And how long did you work for the Ford company in St. Louis?
2 years, I guess.
Where did you go from there?
Back to Barry.
Barry, Illinois?
Yeah.
Okay. And what did you do in Barry?
I worked for the Ford dealer because I was already trained in that, so I worked there. And I left to go on my own. I farmed. My parents had a farm, and I farmed the farm for them.
Okay. And at some point, didn't you work for the state again, the state of Illinois?
Yeah.
And what did you do for the state of Illinois?
Oh, that was a long time afterwards.
Okay.
I was sold the businesses in 70 and went to the state in 1970.
Okay. And what did you do in 1970 for the state?
I was trying to think.
Auditor? Some kind of auditor?
Auditor.
Okay.
I was an auditor for the state.
Um, how do you think that your military experience helped you in your subsequent jobs?
Well,
It wasn't any help? Okay. How about the discipline of being in the Army? Did that help you in life in general?
yeah, it did to a certain extent.
When you returned from the service, did you feel like the country welcomed you back as heroes?
Yeah,
Okay. And have you joined any veterans organizations?
the American Legion.
Okay.
I've been a member ever since 1946.
Very good. Okay. I think, Maurice, didn't you also participate in the honor flight more
Oh,
recently?
yes.
Why don't you tell me about that? What did you think about that experience?
Oh, that was a wonderful trip. It was a little bit tiring. It was all done in 24 hours. We had to get way up early in the morning to leave.
And where did you leave from?
We left from Hannibal
From
at that time,
Hannibal, Missouri, and then did they fly you out of St. Louis?
St. Louis.
Okay, and so you flew directly to Washington, D.C. from there?
Yeah, they flew us there direct. Yeah.
And tell me what happened once you got to Washington, D.C. What did they do?
We went to the various memorials, all of them. It was really a good trip.
Okay, so you did all of that in one day and then
One day.
got back on the plane and flew home that same day?
Yeah.
So, but you found the experience to be
Oh, yeah.
very good.
Very good.
Okay.
I don't know if they're still doing that or not.
Yeah, I believe they are.
I think they are.
Yes.
I went on #1 trip, first trip.
The very first honor flight? Okay.
Well, the first in this area.
In this area?
There might have been other areas, but the very first one in Adams County.
And is that something you had to sign up for?
Yeah,
Okay.
they came to the house and they interviewed me.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good trip.
Okay, Maurice, overall, have you, let me ask you this. Have you watched any movies or depictions on TV about World War II? One? Do you remember what one that was?
No, okay.
Okay, do you recall whether it was an accurate depiction?
But I couldn't take it.
It was hard to watch. Okay. Can you think of anything really positive that you took back, you got out of your experience in the military?
Well, it's altogether different than peacetime army. These kids going in today, it's nothing like
The world has changed a lot, has it not?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
One in Quincy, well, they were meeting at the time, and there was a general there, and I think even though at 24 years old, I don't didn't have any 24 generals
Yeah.
in my army.
Yeah.
Oh, God, they just depend a lot on their education. If you got a high education, you get a higher rank.
Right. Did you, after serving in the military, were there at that time, were there any kind of educational benefits once you got out?
I don't think so. But you know, I had to fight for my job when I got home. When I got back to my job, old job, that I left. And, well, we don't have a vacancy. We replaced you with so-and-so. I said, oh, I said, the Army guaranteed me my job back. He looked at me. And I called the officer at Army, well, it was Army. I called them and told them that I wouldn't give them my job back. And had my job back about an hour.
So they did help you get your job back. Good. Good. Is there anything at all that you would like to add to what the information you've shared here today? Anything about your experience at all that you would like to say?
Well, I saw a lot of people die.
When you left the military, did the American government help the soldiers at all in dealing with that? Were there any kind of counseling services offered?
Oh, I guess they did. But it's bad.
Well, Mr. Wagy, on behalf of all the people of the state of Illinois and the American people, we thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.